Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Burnettwork. Welcome to Positive Fandom, and welcome to the Masters of the Air Episode 3 live watch party on the BGS Moving Image. I am your host, RM, and of course, we have with us today Darth Plato. Darth Plato, how are you?
I'm good. Nice warm day in California. How are you? How are things over there?
Well, it's not a warm day in New York, but it is a typical winter day. And, it's February now, Darth Plato, and the days are getting longer, which means it's just starting to get dark now at 5 o'clock. It's just starting to, like, the sun has already set, I think. And it's a nice 40 degrees out here. As long as it's not snowing, that's what's important out here. I want to say hello to Daniel Berry, Sports Highlights. Hi, Daniel. Hope you are well. Um, Darth Leto, I can't believe we're on the third episode of the series. It's been so beautifully shot and it looks so fantastic. And we're going to be watching episode 3 tonight. What have you thought about the series so far?
Yeah, it's a wonderful series. I love the character detail. It's handled with love. It's respect for the material, respect for the past. They're trying to show us the way it actually was, the period, the music, the everything, the uniforms, the way things look on the planes, some of the minutia that someone you might say is minutia is interesting because it shows you what they had to experience. The special effects is good too. I'm not going to diminish that, but for me, the special effects is that's like the bottom end of what I look for. And I think it's nice, but I like the faithful to the material is the first thing I look for.
Yeah, I feel the same way, Darth Plato. And certainly you and I have been pretty lucky as we've been watching this series to see so many amazing scenes, so many different depictions of even the ground crew and the support crew. Uh, we always knew they existed, but very rarely do we see them in a show like this where they are depicted as pretty much being part of the team, part of what's making the war machine, if you will, work. Because without them, of course, the people who are in the actual action will not have what they need to go on. People repair the ship overnight. We knew this happened. We knew that it was like a group of race car driver mechanics who do everything they have to do to make sure those ships are in tip top shape for ships. Those planes are in tip top shape for the pilots to use. And of course, there is this fascination with pilots during World War II. What a sacrifice these men have made for us, Darth Plato. And we're seeing some remarkable parts of the story where we're introduced to many pilots. This is their first time going out, and the realization of what they're up against and the danger ahead is quite obvious. But most importantly, what beautiful cinematography, Darth Plato, of the sky, of the air, of just the colorization, the clouds. So many specific things were thought about when they made this. The beauty of it all, the beauty of soaring through the skies, is certainly captured in this series for me, and certainly the effort that it takes to fly a plane of this size, and not only just fly it and navigate it, but they also have the responsibility of also dropping bombs. It's part of their responsibility, getting reconnaissance right. Darth Plato, there's a lot that they're responsible for.
They are, and I don't find it boring to watch what they go through, the step by step process. It's not. To me, it's not an action series. People look at it. Oh, it's an action series. It's not an action series. It's a period piece that faithfully shows us what they experienced, and I love that.
Yeah, I agree, Darth Plato, and certainly the level of responsibility on these men is insurmountable. When I say insurmountable, it's very hard to quantify because of what's at stake. Oftentimes, what they're doing, and certainly they're not the only ones who are in this position, but oftentimes where they may strike, if you will have a profound effect on the outcome of the war. Right, Darth Plato?
Indeed, yeah. This was a critical element of the war. They're attacking the infrastructure of the Third Reich.
And Dark Plato, you mentioned this. You and I were talking about this. We even get a sense and do hear their importance in Operation uh, Greyhound. And what was the other reference that we heard, Darth Plato? I don't remember everything, but It might have been rather than in the Atlantic Ocean, there was another one where you tied it in and said that, we were talking about that as well. We
I
are
believe we touched on Narvik.
Yes, that's right. Thank you, Darth Plato. We are seeing how this coordination of this kind of I'm not going to say master plan, but the logistics and coordination of let's say the allies, if I'm going to say that correctly, took a tremendous effort to bring all of this together, and we're
Mm.
just seeing a small fraction of it right now. Darth Plato, there are other movies that try to tackle the entire thing, and it is difficult to do that in a movie. I think what they've done here was so necessary because I just don't think we've ever had a series like this where we're seeing this point of view and done in this way, and I'm just so excited. Everybody who is watching this, I want to say hello to Brogu. Hey, Brogu says, "Hey, everyone. Hello, Arton and Darth Plato.
How you
Good
doing, Berger?
Good to see you, Brogu. I hope you're saying hello to your brother, Grogu, for me. Um, and I just really am so pleased as Punch we're getting something of this quality, Darth Plato. You and I have talked about covering these historical movies and series. It's just been phenomenal. So without any further ado, we're starting it at the time stamp is 1:41. This show is available on Apple TV, everybody. You can watch the episodes on Apple TV. We're starting it at 1:41. You kind of see it says 1:44. That's the closest I could get it, using my finger on the YouTube counter. But
I'm at
every
144 as well.
well, thank you for that. Let me just go ahead and do that for this one. And what you will see at 1:44, it is just the edge of the following contains sequences of flashing lights or patterns. Okay, everybody? So let's go ahead and press play now. Oops. Okay.
They're all in the room. Do you see them in the room?
Yes.
Okay. So we're in the right place. Attend her. I have a feeling we're gonna have a big mission.
Yes. And hello to Bonzo Kilborn, who's here. Hope you are well, Bonzo. Hope you're watching along with us.
378 bombers. Wow.
Wow, that's a huge amount.
Where are they going? Berlin? Regensburg? Are you kidding me? That's way deep into Germany. That's Bavaria. That's almost Switzerland, Austria. They're going really deep.
I love when they do this part.
Yeah. See how far south the map it is?
Yeah, I do.
They're actually that's actually driving distance of Austria. That's
And
way south.
Patrick Lemire, hello, says Swyford Jesus. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure where that is. I know where Regensburg is. I wrote about the Diet of Regensburg once.
It's a legitimate question. Oh.
Yeah, you can't turn around and fly back over Germany. That's just suicide. So they're just going to continue south. Yeah, that's really the only thing they can do. Yeah, Italy was still in the war at this point, so they couldn't really land in Italy.
And Patrick talks about the flak guns. So they get flak maybe even for more than half of the trip, going and coming back. It's frightening, Patrick.
Hmm.
Oh, they're transporting troops?
No.
Oh.
Yeah, that's true. It would suck if they flew all the way down there and they had overcast weather.
And hello, Joey Johnson. Hope you are well, and I hope you're following along with us. We just started about 6 minutes ago.
How you doing, Joey? How you doing, Patrick? Synchronized watches.
Oh my goodness, my heart is beating at the complication of this operation. It's tremendous.
Hmm.
It's like it feels like it's half the globe, Darth Plato. Of course, it's not, but a good part of the northern hemisphere.
Yeah, but we're seeing the first complication now is fog. They can't launch in fog.
And we did learn that in the first, I think one of the first episodes, or at least I learned it.
I don't know if it's still the case today.
Mhm. Mhm.
30-minute delay. Yeah, that's not an easy thing to do. A coordinated effort like that, especially in the air.
Yeah,
And it's just because the more complicated a plan is, the more that can go wrong. Remember
mhm.
that.
That's right. More variables.
It sounds like an air version of what Austerlitz. The Austrians tried doing it at Austerlitz. We'll launch this infantry column at this time. Then 15 minutes after that, another one will deploy. 15 minutes after that. 15 minutes after that. They tried to be real cute about it. This column, then this column, then this column, westward march, and everything that could have gone wrong went wrong. And that's on the ground where they were able to talk to each other
Mm.
reasonably well. We're talking about a coordinated effort like this. This group launches, then this group launches, and this group launches, and they're communicating by radio. You have weather to deal with, and you have an enemy trying to interpose themselves with you. Yeah, we could see a lot of drama in this episode.
What is he talking about? What
I
is
don't know.
Alice? Is it a weapon?
It sounds like a pet name. Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to replay that scene.
I'm sorry, Darth Plato.
It's all right. It's a Poochie.
He could barely see him, Darth Plato,
Mm-hmm.
and that was just even on the ground.
Yeah, they can't launch in this weather. You know, D-Day was delayed because of bad weather, and it was almost delayed a second time.
We very rarely get fog here in New York, but I know there are some parts of the United States that have a lot.
You mean like San
Um,
Francisco Bay Area?
yes, yes. And Patrick says Elvis wants to TCB. And also, Joey says, I have a bad feeling about this mission. No, Joey, no, don't say that. Don't say that. We need our guys to come
Yeah, that's
out and be
nice.
okay.
Yeah, nice Star Wars reference.
Yeah.
Look at the size of that thing. Wow, they're pushing forward.
Yeah, but I thought the whole point of this was that it was a coordinated effort. Now they're going more solo.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, Joey says that he's near the Philly, Pennsylvania area, and they get fog often.
What? Why are you telling me to skip intro?
I didn't click it. I'm just letting it
Oh,
play.
oh, right, right, because of the shoot.
It's
That's right.
okay.
I,
You know where we are in the timer at the bottom, so
yeah, I didn't mean. I forgot that there was a long intro here, so that's my
it's
bad.
okay.
All right, so yeah, I'll wait for you guys to catch up.
Thank you. Oh, it's so beautiful. I watched 1 and 2 in the big TV in my living room, Dark Plato, and it was stunning.
Oh, you watched it? That's cool.
Yeah, with my mother. And the music, I have better speakers in the living room because I can't use the speakers in my bedroom while I'm recording because you would hear it. So I use an earpiece, but it
Well,
was wonderful.
I have to rewatch it because I don't have sound on,
Okay.
so I always watch it twice, just for that.
This scene where the planes are kind of flying and you can see the I guess the exhaust from the planes going behind them and the trails, it's amazing.
The
It's
wake.
yes, it's so beautiful.
This is a long intro.
Yeah, it is long.
It's like 2 minutes long.
Such beautiful lines. Some of the best lines I've ever seen. Patrick Lemire says that weather was a huge factor. There was no weather radar, satellites. Meteorology was still more of an art than a science in the 40s. Weather broke when it broke. No one knew exactly when. Thank you so much, Patrick, for that information.
Yeah, that's certainly true for the Battle of the Bulge.
Yeah.
That was a real issue there. So I'm on 1500 exactly. Oh, there you are. 1500.
Okay, there we are. Part three. Part three, everybody. Yeah, that's amazing. Look at that. Do you see it, Darth Plato? Like the
Yeah, the
exhaust
flag. Yeah,
trails?
yeah,
Oh
yeah,
man, that looks amazing. Like it does add like an extra layer
yeah.
to
But from the ground, it must have looked terrifying.
yeah. And hello to Tom Jr. Jackson, moderator, collaborator, and good friend. Tom Jr. Jackson, we are all good people. Good to see you. Hope you are well tonight. And joining us for, of course, Masters of the Air, we are all goof people, everybody.
Tom in the house. Thanks for coming. Thanks for moderating. Yeah, I have to read about this campaign later because World War II is not really my thing. I don't know the air campaigns, so I don't know if it really happened this way. If they're just drama. If I don't know what LeMay thinking, sending these guys forward or apart from the other groups.
Nor do
Hard,
I, Darth Plato. I have no idea.
it's hard to gain. It's hard to gainsay something like that. I don't think he was doing it just to be a jerk, though.
Yeah, he must have some intel that's spurred him to do this. And Patrick says contrails of water vapor caused by wings cutting through atmosphere, not exhaust. Thank you so much, Patrick. I have to admit, it looks amazing in a cinematographic point of view. It looks beautiful. I really enjoy it, and it's just remarkable. Thank you so much, Patrick, for that.
How fast they are.
Oh no. They've only just started the trip.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Yeah, it's hard to tell who's who with all the head covered. You can't even see their faces.
Wow, they're coming close.
Yeah, because they're going so deep inland, they can't really have fighter screen with them. Oh, yeah, they're getting broken going up there.
Oh no.
The left wing is on fire. Wow. He's gonna eat the order.
Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. He's trying.
Yikes.
Can he even get out? The plane is turning so badly.
Yeah, I'm not sure you can move like that if it's diving like that.
Yeah. He's going to be killed.
Yeah, I'm curious about the realism of this scene because of the G forces involved.
It'll be a miracle if he makes it out of this plane alive. Oh my goodness. And guys, don't forget you can join the PGS Mock Squad, become a member, and you can join the members only calls and speak to Robert directly, guys, for as little as 99 cents a month. Certainly do check it out. And thank you, Tom, for putting this in, guys. Please do subscribe to my YouTube channel, Positive Fandom, as well as my other channel, Roman Empire Matters, with my Roman Empire Matters podcast and reviews. Thank you so much for the support, everybody. This might be their most dangerous mission so far that they're having the show, right, Darth Plato?
Hmm?
This might have been the most dangerous mission so far in the show.
Oh, by far. Well, look how look how deep they're going in. The first two targets they showed, they were hitting U-boat bases. That's on the coast. This isn't a coastal target. This is an inland target deep into the interior.
Oh,
Whoa.
Oh my goodness. He doesn't have much time left to get out of there.
No.
Yeah, this is like a Hail Mary landing.
I think they're going too fast. Yeah, they weren't there. They were going too fast.
No. Yeah, Joey, he was a great character. That is terrible what happened.
Whoa.
My goodness.
Yeah, look at all that detail.
It's unbelievable, Darth Plato. Oh my god.
Whoa. You know, if there's any consolation, that guy was probably already dead.
Okay. Oh my gosh.
I believe IP means initial point.
Okay.
Yikes.
That is close. Yeah, I agree. I have to say the same, Joey Johnson. I haven't ever seen anything like this either. Right? It probably was really like this, and I don't think they made any of this up. It's probably real accounts from real pilots.
What is this?
It's a pilot or someone who was on a airplane. Mm.
And yeah, everybody knows French in Belgium. Interesting. There's two languages in Belgium. There's Flemish and Walloon, but they don't talk to each other ever in their languages. They always, if they talk to each other, they always do so in French. Yeah, this guy is really pushing.
Yeah, I can understand that he does not want to land over Germany. I get that.
Yeah.
Good for you, brother. I'm just praying that the the ship, I keep saying ship. I'm just praying that things just they can hold on a little bit longer. And Patrick says one of his favorite racetracks in Belgium and all the local place names are in French. Over the Mediterranean, 2 hours to Algeria. Please let them make it. Please. Oh, I didn't know that could pop off.
Anything, yeah, anything in there can be taken off.
I mean, just like it seems like he pressed the button and it came off.
Yeah.
Oh no.
They're gonna land in the water. Yikes!
Oh no. It literally said Buck Roger.
Hmm.
What's he gonna do? He's behind enemy lines.
He's looking for this is the resistance. That was, I was about to say he could look for the resistance, but it's like they found him. Smart.
Joey says he respects them for knowing where all the buttons are under intense stress. Yeah.
Yeah, I have a feeling that they're gonna make an episode of that. The guy trying to get back to England.
God, I hope they make it. Patrick Lemire says the Norden bomb site was the second most secret U.S. piece of hardware after the atomic bomb. It was photographed. It had to covered in a shroud. If it was photographed, it had to covered. I don't know what that means, but thank you, Patrick.
Hmm. I'm curious if that was considered more top secret than the Enigma machine.
Thank you, Patrick. If it was photographed, it had to be covered in a shroud. Thank you, Patrick, for clearing that out. Thanks so much. We so appreciate it. Exactly, Patrick. Thanks so much. Thank you for the comments, Patrick. We appreciate it. We appreciate all of your comments here tonight. That's also beautiful.
It is.
Oh my goodness, Darth Plato. It just seems so impossible.
They made it to Africa.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. And hello, Linwood Kent. Sure hope you are well today. Says, good morning, RM and Darth. Great movie. God bless. Good to see you, Linwood Kent. Hope all is well with you tonight. Yeah, Patrick's like, welcome to Tatooine. Yeah, I guess maybe they are pretty close to Tunisia where they filmed about a lot of the stuff. Oh, thank God. Thank God. Okay. Oh, my goodness gracious. Okay, they're in Telerma in Algeria. Thank you for saying where we were, guys. Thank you for that. I so appreciate whoever made this episode.
Yeah, the Germans have had pulled out here by this time. They were pretty much pulled out by 42, late 42.
This is going to be a rough landing for them.
Really.
You think
Yeah.
they'll make the runway?
Hmm?
You think they'll make the runway?
They may not rate the runway. I think they'll land the plane. If the pilot knows what he's doing, you don't need a runway. Although the runway helps. Yeah, like that. Remember that guy that landed the plane on the Hudson River?
Yeah.
That's an example of someone that knew what he was doing.
Oh. Oh. Oh my goodness.
It's a Kubelswagen. I'm not sure what he meant by that.
Are they on
Wagon's
fire?
car.
I was like, are they on fire? Is the plane not on fire? Oh, thank God. I excuse me.
Now, considering where they were 3 hours earlier, I think it's a good ending.
Oh no. Oh dear. Was Kurt the guy who had the hard landing in that grassy area?
Yeah, those guys didn't survive.
That's a beautiful scene right there. That's gorgeous. This is top notch. It's just, oh, I don't want it to end.
It is
Um,
ending.
all right.
Yeah, it's ending. I'm not looking at the previews from next week.
Why?
Hmm?
You
I
don't
want to
want to?
watch it. No, I want to watch. I want to watch it next week. So now that they're on the ground, now they can just go look for some friendly Jawas and find their way to Anchorhead.
Something like that. Oh, that's uncomfortable. Well, another fantastic episode, Darth Plato, and I can't say enough about this series. Um, what did you think of this episode?
Um, I liked the episode because it showed a bombing run from beginning to end, or maybe not every minute. Obviously, that was an hour-long journey, so I appreciate the experience of watching that. Um, However, I do interaction was pretty minimal compared to the other episodes, and it's hard to tell who they are because of the masks. And I'm not complaining about that per se. It's just the nature of the beast. That's just how it is. But it was a little hard to follow who was who and who was talking to who there. But yeah, it was interesting to see the bombing run and from beginning to end. This
Mhm, mhm. Um, I think that as the series is going on, and of course, we're seeing more complex missions because we already know uh, that the character that Butler plays is, just a few weeks ago, he had his first mission. So now that we're on episode 3, he's well into what's going on with the war, and he's understanding. He's not that same person that started a few weeks ago who doesn't understand what's at stake, and we can see growth there. But it is very hard to see growth in some of these characters because we are losing quite a few of them. A lot of them are unfortunately passing away, Darth Plato. This is a
yeah,
lot right in front of our eyes.
yeah,
And
yeah. The attrition's really high. Yeah, so they may switch to nighttime bombing. If they switch to nighttime bombing, it'll be more difficult to follow the action.
yeah, they'd have to come up with some creative ways for us to see more at night, and certainly it's something to think about. But I'm just so impressed with what they've been able to achieve um, in this way. Everything looks amazing, and certainly this large operation that we just saw, where so many of them made it. Half of the group, from what he says, out of the 21 people made it. And we also know that some of these guys are walking around behind enemy lines, essentially. One of them, I guess, recruited by um, the French resistance, or may not be the French resistance, but some sort of resistance group. And then, of course, uh, only God knows where the rest of them may be. Those poor guys who unfortunately landed in the water, 350 miles from land. Oh, goodness
Yeah,
gracious.
there's not a whole lot the Belgian resistance can really do to the Third Reich, but I guess this is one of those things they can do is try to get you back to the England so you can fly more missions to bomb the Germans. It's almost like an errand job than it is a real top secret mission. But there wasn't a whole lot they could really do.
Yeah, and I like how we found out what this poor guy was going to have to deal with. He knew right away what was in stake for him. As this guy said, "Look, this is what the situation is."
Well, assuming they follow that plot line, they may not show it again.
They
I
may not.
like. Hmm?
They may not. And Joey wants to see it. I kind of do want to see it, but um,
Actually, yeah, they probably will show it because they went through the trouble of showing that interaction. Do you choose surrender? Do you choose escape? Yeah, they probably will show it because they actually went through the trouble to show to present that choice.
absolutely, Darth Plato. And Patrick has a fun fact here. He says Walter Matthau was a B-24, a Liberator radio operator slash gunner. He got career advice from his commanding officer, Jimmy Stewart. Thank you so much, Patrick, for that information.
Yeah, that's really cool.
It is amazing. And, I guess it was possible for them to fly to Germany and then fly down to um, North Africa. I didn't know that they could really do that. But it was close. It was a tight, get where they didn't have enough fuel and they had to dump out different things. And we saw a lot of guys go down, sadly, didn't make it even to drop bombs. A lot of people didn't, a lot of these guys, unfortunately, didn't even make it to accomplish part of the mission, let alone go and then come back. So it was quite a dangerous mission. We have Mario Lopez. Hey, Mario. Who says, "Hi there. Just watched the third episode and it was the best so far." I agree, Mario. I think this was the best so far. What do you think, Darth Plato? Was this the best episode so far in the series?
In terms of the portrayal of the war, yes.
Yeah. Yeah. And I also think we are seeing other things happening in addition to setting the tone of what we're going to see going forward now. It is going to be even rockier than what we've seen, where they establish everything in the first two episodes. Now, episode three, it's like it's on. And we just don't really know where the war is going to take these men. Uh, are they going to stay together as a unit? We have no idea what's going to happen going forward. What I do know is that we're seeing a lot of, we are actually, for a show that is supposed to be about, of course, pilots, we are getting a lot of airtime in these episodes. I would say maybe more than half. What do you think, Darth Plato, in the
Oh,
episodes?
I don't know. Well, in this episode, the majority of the episode was in the air. There's very few exceptions.
Yeah, and there's something that I was curious about. It's like, how can you even do full episodes or a whole episode, or in this case where it's a huge amount of the episode in the air, because there is some questions about, well, how often are we going to see that air interaction? And they certainly are not leaving it short. We're seeing things I've never seen. I think Joey mentioned here, and I agree with you. I'm finding myself saying things like, "I've never seen anything like that before." That was pretty horrific.
Yeah,
And that was from someone's account, on one of these planes. I'm
yeah. I'm
pretty
one.
sure. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, no, that's all I was going to say. I want to hear what you have to say.
Yeah, I'm curious going forward if we're going to see the firebombing of Dresden because that was an American operation, and
It's
that something like that. That sounds like the sort of thing LeMay would come up with.
hmm Yeah, it's something to think about, and certainly there is a lot to choose from when it comes to what they're going to show. But I do have to say that they certainly didn't. They certainly didn't shy away from a certain level of difficulty in execution. you are correct in what you're saying, Darth Plato. I can't tell sometimes who's who, and I think sometimes that's why we might see them take their mask off, not because they need to just take it off for a second, but just so we can identify, right, Darth Plato?
Well,
Who,
they're below 10,000 feet anyway.
but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It's not a coincidence that the guy who's vomiting a lot or has vomited a lot happens to be somebody who has to take his mask off, take the bag off, and then you can see him. I think they might have come up with a few clues as to how we could tell who's who. Austin Butler's voice is somewhat more distinctive. I can hear his voice, but we do see his face a lot. You're right, and even at the lower elevations. I think that's something to think about. Now, Patrick is bringing up Band of Brothers. It had the advantage of being naturally linear. Georgia, England, France, Germany. It will be interesting how Masters of the Air creates a linear show. Pacific had problem of every island looking the same. That's very interesting, Patrick.
Yeah, I mentioned that on the number call to Rob that one of the reasons why Pacific wasn't well liked is because you couldn't really tell where you were. Everything looked exactly the same. Like, well, they're fighting here, now they're fighting here, now they're fighting here. Well, it looks the same place as the last time.
hmm and thank you, Patrick, for mentioning that. It will be very interesting to see how things look in Masters of the Air going forward. And we are already finished with episode 3. Many of you talked about it being the best episode so far. I feel like this certainly was the best episode so far, and I can't wait for the next one. And we have to wait a whole week. Oh my goodness! No.
Yes.
Your final thoughts on episode 3, Darth Plato?
Let's watch it again.
Yes, yes, absolutely, absolutely. Something to think about going forward. I will be watching it again, and I enjoyed this episode as horrific as it was. I enjoyed it. I felt that this was a very good depiction of the sacrifices because they have to show stuff like this in the show. We have to see sacrifices, and we're seeing the men who fell, unfortunately, sacrificing their lives for the during the war.
Yeah, it's no, that's true, but it's still messed up though when you see a scene like when the guy was in the plane and he's stuck in the cabin, he couldn't get out of the cabin,
It's
and
horrible.
they couldn't go. It's messed up.
Oh, it's so horrible. And, it really is shocking every single time we see stuff like this. But I do want to say that they are doing these scenes as difficult as they are to watch with the greatest amount of dignity that they can. And I do believe, and I'm sure everybody here believes that it's personal accounts that people saw um, while being over there. It's just unbelievable what we're getting here. And I want to thank everybody who's here tonight. Who the episode goes by so fast, so we're enjoying ourselves. Thank you to Daniel Berry Sports Highlights. Brogu was here. Bonzo stopped by. Bonzo Kilborn.
Bonzo.
Patrick Lemire was here. Patrick, good to see you, and thank you for all the comments. Joey, hey Joey, was here tonight. We also saw Tom Jr. Jackson here. It was great seeing you too,
Well,
Tom.
it fought short because we only watched one episode.
I know, and we have one more next week, so it's going to continue, guys. We are not going to stop until we've covered every single episode here. And just really appreciate all the support, guys. So great to see you. Linwood Kent also stopped by tonight, as well as Mario Lopez, um, who says it was sad to see that pilot who died trying to save his co-pilot. Yes, yes, it was very difficult to watch that, but I do, I think that must have happened quite a lot. This is
That was messed up. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so dangerous. Oh my goodness. And just want to say, Joey says, have a good evening to both of you. Will there be midnight muses? I have no idea. I, as of right now, I have no idea. I don't see anything. I could look in the system and see if I see something in the system to see if there is one set up. I don't know.
Oh, that's right. It's Friday. Shoot.
It is Friday. As of right now, I don't see anything in the system. All I see is this show which we're on. I can tell you guys that at 10 o'clock tonight, I'm going to be reviewing Anatomy of a Fall and American Fiction with Catherine Cook. We're going to be doing some Oscar reviews, guys, coming up tonight. Um, so that is coming up as well. Uh,
Yes, I heard Rob speak highly of that movie. I haven't seen it myself.
of which one?
The Anatomy of a Fall.
Yes. Yeah, yeah. Um, it- yeah, Catherine and I are going to be reviewing that. We're also going to be reviewing a second movie at the same time called American Fiction. So there's a lot to talk about tonight. I don't see anything in the system scheduled. So as far as I know, I'm going to say no. There's no musings tonight. But you know how things can change in this amazing world of
Well,
YouTube.
that's what happened. That's what happened last week. You said the same thing last week. I don't know if we're on, and sure enough, you guys were on.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Darth Leto. I can't. I'm unfortunately I can't predict every time, so I apologize. But what I did want to say is, I just want to thank everybody for being here, and thank you, Tom Jr. Jackson. We are all good people. So it's so good to see you. Thank you, everybody, for coming tonight. We'll be back next week at approximately 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to look at the next episode. And Darth Plato, where can people find you?
You can find me right here on the Positive Fandom, also known as the It Show.
Yes, and of course, you can also find our Plato on the Burnettwork. You can find me on Positive Fandom and on the Burnettwork and on my new channel, Roman Empire Matters. Everybody, thank you so much for being here tonight. And remember, no matter where you are in the galaxy, always remember to please be kind. Take care, everybody.
Thanks for coming.